My name is Morel Doucet, and I'm a multidisciplinary artist based here in South Florida. Making work for this project, specifically in the brand new courthouse in downtown Miami, for me has been a full circle moment. As we're looking outside of the 21st floor, you oversee my high school. To come back downtown, essentially, almost 20 years later, and to have work in this brand new courthouse, is like this full affirmation of the early work I was doing as a young artist. The environment has had a profound impact on my work. Most recently, I had the opportunity to live in the Everglades for a month to do an artist residency. And during that residency, a lot of the concepts and ideas came to pass for this project. Thinking about ideas of South Florida, as a city, we don't necessarily preserve culture. We rapidly to tear down and rebuild something new. And so in creating this piece, I was thinking about the environment and what would happen if we essentially lost the Everglades because of our expansion into different parts of the city. The title of this artwork is called Sunset Serenade, Note Towards a Vanishing Landscape. So for me, that title is an allegory into talking about the erosion of our landscape. When you think about the landscape here in South Florida, the environment oftentimes defines spaces people are able to gather and come together. So whether it's a public park, if it's arena, if it's Bayfront Park, these are open spaces that is surrounded by the environment, and it makes it very unique. And so I wanted to exude a little bit of that energy in the work, which is why there's multiple layers in the work. So you have the background, the foreground, and the middle ground, and each of these are being experienced at the same time. But then when you step back and reflect, you're able to deconstruct the work and see the different layers of it. The inception of this piece comprises of multiple processes. So first was being in the Everglades, taking photographs, drawing, and sketching, and then taking those images and then bring them into Photoshop to draw and paint. And so this work was an opportunity to break outside of my comfort zone. People recognize my ceramic work, but this work really hones in on my other practice. My foundation is painting and drawing, and I feel like this work is a great example of that. I was very conscious in the color palette I wanted to use and evoke in the work. And so the Everglades, is a seagrass of flora and fauna and very vast. And so for me, in living in the Everglades for the month, I found the highest peak of beauty was in the early sunrise as well as the sunset. And so I wanted a way to capture that energy that I experienced through the work. So in particular, the mood is like a postcard scene where I'm capturing it, either it's a sunset or a sunrise, but it's up to the viewer to decide which of those two events is taking place. If I could summarize this work in 3 words, for me it would be memory, preservation, and celebration. A courthouse has a nature of being very serious, so I wanted my visitors, when they're in this particular space and room, to have a moment to kind of sit back and relax and kind of remind them of the beauty that's around them. And so by making a work like this, again, it's bringing light to the environment. It's showing that the environment is beautiful. There's a lot to celebrate in there. And then the animals, the ecology depend on each other. And so if we take away the Everglades, then there's a domino effect of what happens to South Florida. Our job to reflect the times that we live in. I dream to continue making work that is impactful, and it reflects the community that I come from and the lived experience of people that are underseen in different spaces. As my career grows and expands in the realm of public art, I invite you to keep following me. I have a few other fun projects coming up in the next coming month, so stay tuned, and I look forward to sharing those projects with you.